All right, good afternoon, everybody. Oh, that was weak. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, Ruane told us to show off our pins. So did everybody bring your pins? All right. Okay, welcome to Rotary Club of Brentwood. We have a great program for you today. So we're going to work through our announcements pretty quickly to get to our speaker. Today, our invocation is going to be led by Jason Holtz and our pledge and four-way test by Jason Gage. Holtz.
All right, as we pray today, let's remember our fellow members, Lewis Rankin, as he's recovering from a fall, and George Johnson, his wife, fell and broke her leg. So be recovering for a few weeks. Keep those members in your prayers. So bow your head, let's pray. As we gather here today, as members of Rotary, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us continue to strive to make a better world. As we enjoy our fellowship, help us to remember how fortunate we are to be able to serve our brothers and sisters around the world through our great organization. In your name, amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Rotarians, of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Oh, number one. Okay. I didn't think we'd get out of order, but we'll try that. Number one, is it the truth? Number two, is it fair to all concerned? Number three, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number four, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, good job. All right, Jennifer Shepard. All right, our club secretary, introduce a guest.
All right. Hi, everybody. We have so many guests and visiting Rotarians today, so I might do this a little bit fast because I know we want to leave plenty of time for our program. So I don't know if you were all here for the speaker or if you heard it was Banana Pudding Day. All right. So instead of running around the room, I'm going to just probably try to do it from here. So we've got Paul Sheriff is here. Sheila's husband. A lot of you know him. We all have met him. Woo! And Andy Holbrook. Where's Andy? Andy, it's so good to see you. She's a Leadership Brentwood graduate of 2019. You were in the class with Jennifer Bourne and Michael Kaplan. And I don't know who else. Glad you're here. Okay. Now this is where I get, we've got District Governor Chris Williams is here. Thank you for being here. And we've got past District Governor Kim is here. Thank you. I should say, Chris is from the Rotary Club of Pulaski, and Kim is from the Rotary Club of Hendersonville. And we have District Governor-elect Jeff Brasher from the Rotary Club, the Franklin Breakfast Club. And then this is like an all-star lineup. Like this is like the CMA Awards of Rotary. I feel like we need a red carpet here for everybody. So we have what? Oh, I'm still going. I'm still going. We have it's all in here. We've got past District Governor Chuck Barnett from the Rotary Club of Gallatin. And we've got Eddie and Stephanie Allred. Eddie's a past district governor from the Rotary Club of Columbia Breakfast Club, right? Oh, and Stephanie is in the Rotary Club of Pulaski Evening Club. Love it. I've got the Rotary clubs covered. And then let's see, I do not interrupt introduce the speaker. We'll do that in a minute. So then we also have Cardi Vaughn, assistant governor from the Rotary Club of Jackson. Thank you. And then Jev Vaughn, also here. Thank you so much. Okay, that's everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Wait, did I miss? Oh, I missed one. I'm sorry. You get to introduce yourself. I don't have your slip of paper. Beverly Johnson. Beverly Johnson, assistant governor. Okay, thank you so much.
Did we get all the guests? All right. Thank you guys for coming and being with us today. A couple announcements. Ruane, do you want to do a foundation update? We'll kick that off.
Welcome, everyone. So today usually wraps up our foundation drive. For folks in the room that don't join us normally, every November is our foundation drive. We take the 4 or 3 Fridays and we ask everyone pledge or give to the Rotary Foundation and the BRCCF. This year we ask for our goal is 100% participation. And as you'll see, we're at 44%. That looks a little low. It's not. I suspect we will be 100%. We always are. I haven't reached out to the people who don't regularly come to meetings, which is a lot of our 85ers, and they will give. That's on my after Thanksgiving list. So total, we've raised $42,000. All right. For the BRCCF, which is our local foundation, we ask everyone to give $400. Your little foundation card says $350, but as Larry talked about last week, we kind of upped that to kind of even out some of our golf tournament. And for the Rotary Foundation already, we've raised $26,000. I suspect that will dramatically go up in the next week. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. And we are going to extend this foundation drive to next week so we can do our table teams, or the week after, excuse me, the first week of December, so we can do our table teams like we usually do. And we might have a special guest that day as well. So thank you, everyone. And if you still need to make your donation, the QR code is on everyone's table. Please do so, and then you don't have to get a call or an email from me. Otherwise, you get to hear from me. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Jeff Rash is going to come up and tell us about some service opportunities and some initiatives he's had.
Just a few things. Again, this is my 3rd visit, I think, in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Exciting to come here. And I do a lot of lunches, and you all might disagree. You guys got the best lunch, I'm going to tell you right now. Waiting for the first thing I think we have up here. We have a distribution tomorrow morning in Franklin, Tennessee at Church of the City. I know I've talked to Jennifer's, and I think we're going to get a lot of positions there. To give you an idea, again, this is one generation away. We'll get into that just a little bit, but I have done 2 distributions within the last 10 days. And the killer here, and it breaks my heart to tell you all this, by 8 o'clock in each of these distributions, we've turned away over 100 cars in each distribution. We're feeding about 300 families, and it breaks my heart. The need is so much out there that we've had to turn people away, but we have a 53-foot trailer of food, and we can only feed 300 families. So I think Laura and Jennifer and a lot of y'all are planning on participating. It's a 15-minute drive from here. It will sell out very, very quickly. Also, thanks to our speaker coming up in the zone, we have, I hate to call it a contest, but it kind of is, because we want to win. And we've got, again, it's Operation Full Plate, Unite Against Hunger. I've shared this with all the presidents and president-elects, but we've got a score sheet. And we've started one, and if you earn points, food donated, dollars, et cetera, and we got all of our clubs here in the district. And I got you all up there at the top. You see Brentwood at 40 points, and that's from the distribution we did down in Thompson Station. But if you get down here and look at some of the other Williamson County clubs, and especially Aaron, over 7,000 points. My club personally, the Franklin at Breakfast, is at 4,000. This has just been started, and I know it hasn't been filled in by, I think Laura's helping fill it in, or Jennifer. You all have got some more points to get in there. We'll keep that out, and we're going to keep track of that till about mid-January. So that's exciting. And then along with that, I wanted to show real quickly our Facebook page. We've created a service-only Facebook page that's out there right now, and it's for the district to share service events. And it's really gotten off to a good start. Yesterday alone, I'm so excited about this. Yesterday alone, we were at the Franklin Noon Club, and Daryl Elshai has started a foundation that's benefiting East Tennessee. And a lot of people have heard about this. The total amount with yesterday's $50,000 donated, that's going to enable us to feed East Tennessee for the entire year, once a month, for the whole year of 2026. The Franklin Noon Club and their foundation and all of our district has raised and given away $150,000 for East Tennessee. So we couldn't be more excited. That just happened yesterday. I wish I had a better picture of me up there, but it didn't work out. Chris looks great. It was a great day. Thank you all for what you do. Excited to hear our speaker today. Thank you.
Laura's going to walk us through really briefly some ways to record our service hours. And I also just want to share with you guys, we met with John this week with GraceWorks, and we are going to have some service opportunities 2026 to serve with them as well, which we are really excited about. So Laura, take it away.
Okay, so again, tomorrow, thank you for mentioning that. Tomorrow we will be at Church of the City starting at 8 o'clock, 7:30, sorry, 7:30. Yes, it's early. You're fine. You're not driving all the way to Waverly, and you guys have showed up for Waverly. So let's show up in Franklin. Come and wear your rare Rotary shirt, wear your smile, and wear your heart of service. It should not take long. It is such a blessing. So we want to build this into our regular rhythm of ways to serve. One of the things that we are trying to make sure that we do is report when we're serving and make sure that we are serving. We're looking for active ways to participate, and especially to help with current food insecurity issues. We want to find every opportunity to do that. So keep donating food, keep tracking what you're doing. We're using the Ignite app. Do you want me to talk about the Ignite app? Okay. So if you'll pull that, is it gone? No, that's okay. Okay. So who in here has the Ignite app on their phone? Okay. After meeting, poke your neighbor and help them download it. Okay. You need it. It's very easy. If you aren't familiar with DACDB, the Ignite app is so much easier. It's a very simple way. It's got widgets where you can tap on it and do certain things. You can tap on it and find a member if you need to look up contact information for them. You can pay your foundation donation through the app. It's very, very simple. Thank you. But all you do is tap on the widgets. You click and you log in. It has a little flame icon. And if we can get our computer up later, we'll scroll that slide later so you can see it. You will download the app. You will log into the app with your DACDB password. And anyone who's on the board will be willing to help you get this set up after meeting. If you want to come talk to me, I'd be happy to help you. Log your hours. We have drop downs where you pick what you're doing. Anything food related is in its own category. So you select that, you put the date in, you put the number of hours that you served, and that's the way we track it. We want you to see how it builds. When you're serving, it reports to the club, and we'll be able to report about how much we're doing together. So we're stronger, we're louder together. So let's make it happen.
Okay, December 4th. Anybody remember what that day is for our club? Yay, we're having a party. If you haven't signed up, I'm going to send out a link again, either later today or over the weekend so that you can sign up. We do have to let the country club know by Wednesday. So please, if you haven't signed up, if you think you've signed up and you don't know, I do have a list as of this morning. And if you think you're not staying for the casino night, you're going to see the tables and you're going to want to stay. So please, if you want to play, it's a lot of fun. So maybe some prizes. Next up, briefly, Stephen Tate, where are you at? There you are.
Hey, you may have received an email, hopefully from me / Rotary, about the school reading we do. So many of you did respond. I still need a few more. So if you can, speaking of December 4th, it'll be that day, December 4th at 10:45 in the morning. So if you can, please email me or send me a text, whatever, but I do need that. But yeah, it's a fun event. How many have actually done that before? I know several of you have, right? Let me I'm take a mental picture of that. So yeah, a lot of you did do that. So if you haven't, it's a cool time. It's about an hour commitment max, if that really. And it's just a fun thing to read to our first graders of this area. So yeah, December 4th. The next one's going to be December 15th. You'll probably be receiving emails as well from me / Rotary. So there you go. Thank you.
And if you've never done it, you get to read this book that we give out every week, and it's a lot of fun to the first graders. Last but not least, Patrick, where are you at? There you are.
30 seconds and a bad knee. Thank you, President Jennifer the First. You probably know why I'm up here. It's coming. I know you want to talk about it. The Little Harpeth cleanup, February 7th. So as you're sitting around your Thanksgiving table, kids are starting to ask, we are having the cleanup. We had to cancel last year due to weather. We're partnering again with the Harpeth Conservancy. They're going to bring this into the 19th century in terms of how we sign up and market and do different things, which is great. We'll have some meetings in early December. A few of you have indicated you'd like to be a part of that committee. I know who you are. I will find you. This is my last attempt to lead this effort. Hear me loud. Layla, take notes, sweetheart. This is my last effort to lead the cleanup, but we're excited to have it started again. And again, it'll be here. We get back from the holidays. It'll be here before you know it. I'll have sign-up sheets starting probably in January. Thank you.
Last attempt. It's funny. I'm just kidding. Okay, next is our speaker. Chris, would you do us the honor of introducing our guest speaker for today?
Thank you for that warm welcome. First of all, I want to say thank y'all for coming out to the multi-club social that you did with those 3 small Franklin clubs and the other Brentwood club. I know it's different than what normally happens, but we're trying to do things a little different this year. We had a blast if you were able to make it. I hope you agree. And if you didn't, then look for opportunities in the future. And so let me tell you, it's my great honor today to present to you a program that is a real rarity for a Rotary Club to have, right? It's the only sort of opportunity that you get if you have dynamic people in your club like President Jennifer and Susie Lindsay. Despite having somebody like Dick Bowers, we were able to bring this speaker to you today. And the reason this speaker is special, you all know that our Rotary district is pretty big, right? We have 57 clubs. We go from the counties that touch I-65 or just east of that. How far west do we go? All the way to the Mississippi River, right? So that is a huge area, except for Memphis. We gave Memphis to North Mississippi. And we go all that way over there. 57 clubs across that big geographic region. It has been a joy to see them all. I agree with Kim and with apologies to Jeff. Kim, you're right. They are really weird in West Tennessee, 100%. And I found that to be true. But that's just our district. Our district is one of 30 other districts that we compare ourselves to. That's called the Heart of America. It's zones 30 and 31. That area of Rotarians, of districts, of clubs, go all the way from the Great Lakes to the Gulf of whatever you're calling it this week. I mean, that huge area of service and Rotary. And so the person that is at the head of that organization, the person who is our representative, our leader that actually sits on the Rotary Board of Directors, making policy, making decisions that affect the lives of not only Rotarians, but the lives of the friends and neighbors we serve, is here with us today. Brian is a member of the Rotary Club of Covington, Louisiana. He served his club and district in many positions, and after that has served Rotary International in many positions. In fact, if I read through his bio, you would essentially see a gentleman that has touched every aspect of Rotary that there is, all the way from service and hands-on projects to really weird technology stuff that I don't understand, nor will I ever, right? But the thing that I can tell you about Brian, and I won't go through all this, I first met Brian when my district governor class was assembled, and Brian was the one that was tasked with telling us it can be done. And the thing that Brian taught me personally is that the opportunity to serve, Jennifer, whether it's president or as district governor or as zone director, it is not an obstacle to the rest of your life. It's an opportunity to make a difference and an impact. And that's what Brian Hall has done in a way that it's real easy to check boxes, to just do what's expected of you, to just make sure it stays between the rails. Brian has stepped out, and he has been an absolute trailblazer of a director, and I know we that get to work with him are extremely proud, and we're extremely proud that he's here today. He's been married to his wife, Lynn, for 31 years. They currently live in Madisonville, Louisiana. They have 2 children, Keely and Patrick. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here in Middle Tennessee, but he is a dyed-in-the-wool Ole Miss fan. You know what I say, hate the sin, but love the sinner, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium our director, Brian Hall. I've always thought that when you get the standing ovation on the front end, it's a sign of hope. It is a pleasure to be with you all here today. I've done a lot of traveling this year. I think I'm something in the neighborhood of 90 individual takeoff and landings this year. Luckily, that number matches on both of those. But this is my last trip of the year. This is my last trip of the year, and I can't think of a better way to wrap it up than here with you in Tennessee. It's going to be a great time here with you all, and so I'm glad to be with you. A couple of things I want to talk about before I get down to what you're actually paying me for. I always like to throw in a little bit of free stuff, you know. Number one is Chris will tell you, Jeff will tell you that one thing that we have talked about incessantly is membership. And that is something that we're working on diligently at the zone level and at our district levels, is to build membership. I know that you are an incredibly strong club. I can sit here and look at you today, and I know that you guys are doing amazing work in your community. I encourage you to continue to find those new members, to reach out, to grow your numbers, because it's by doing that that we add to your foundation. We add to the Rotary Foundation. We build our capacity to do service. And so over the next, now about a year and a half, now that we're at this point in the year, for another year and a half, you can expect to hear me anytime I get to the microphone to speak at least briefly about membership. It is the lifeblood of our organization, and it's something that we've got to continue to work on all the time. One other thing I wanted to mention to you is I want to encourage you. Actually, Dick and I were talking about this a few minutes ago, and I do need to thank Dick and Susie for taking care of me so well already. They picked me up at the airport and took care of me this morning. Fantastic help. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Dick and I were talking, and it came around to the idea of Rotary International conventions. How many of you have been to a convention before? Good number. So those of you who have been to a convention understand the magic of a Rotary International convention. When you go, if you come to Taipei, and I think this is the spiritual home of the Jennifers, I understand. I understand that somebody's headed to Taipei, right? Yes, all right. We've got over 31,000 people registered for Taipei already. So if you can imagine a conference with 31,000 Rotarians from around the world and what you would get to see, you'll have an idea of what that convention is. I believe that there are more Rotarians, true Rotarians, made at conventions than any other single event. Dick and I were comparing a couple of stories about how conventions have affected us and our clubs and districts. And I'll quickly tell you a story. I was in Bangkok, and my wife and I were at a hotel. We had a banquet that was across Bangkok, and if you've ever been there, you know that number one, the traffic is awful, and number two, cabs don't have to take a fare. Cab drivers don't have to take a fare. They can tell you no. And so we were leaving the hotel to go across Bangkok, trying to get a cab, and there was a gentleman from Australia there, a Rotarian, who was headed to the same banquet. So we decided we would share a cab. It took us probably 30 minutes or so of cabs constantly going through the line at the hotel, telling us no, before we got a cab that would take us across town to that banquet. After the banquet, it was held at a university that was kind of out of the way. It took us an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours to find a cab to take us back across town. In the middle of that shared misery, we actually formed a bond and we got to know each other. We found out we both liked baseball and we had other things in common. You fast forward, that was in 2012. I was in line to become district governor in 2014. And down in Australia, they had a meeting. They were talking about, some of you may remember the old GSE program, the Group Study Exchange program. They were pioneers in doing that, and they wanted to have one more GSE team. And they couldn't figure out what district they were going to do it with because a lot of districts had already abandoned it. And the guy I met in Bangkok said, I met this guy in New Orleans. You should reach out to him. And they did, and we wanted to have a GSE team. And so we wound up exchanging a GSE team over that next year. That GSE team, in doing that, we found out we had a shared interest in helping fight domestic violence. That turned into a vocational training team, which had 3 more teams exchanged between the 2 districts. That led to a district project around International Women's Day in our district that is still ongoing today, led by a club that was chartered when I was governor. I did charter a club when I was governor. I drink my own Kool-Aid. That project is still ongoing today, and every year they put together packs, emergency packs for domestic violence victims. All of that from a busted cab ride in Bangkok in 2012. Those are the kind of experiences that you can expect to have around a convention if you're open to them. I encourage you. You've got Taipei coming up, Dubai after that, then it's going to be in Minneapolis. It's going to be easy to get to. It's straight up 55, head west, hang a right, and you wind up in Minneapolis, right? You're in that neighborhood. So I encourage you, make plans to get to a convention. It's very worthwhile. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit, and actually, if I can wrap it up in time, we might do a couple of quick questions and answers. Q&A, that's where you do the Q's and I talk about what I want to. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about what I consider to be the secret power of Rotary clubs, and it's something that we don't talk about a whole lot. I don't think we think about it a whole lot, but it is truly an amazing aspect of our clubs. Now, I don't know if you've looked around recently. Yeah, I was alive during all of the Vietnam stuff, barely, not old enough to remember it. We've got some strife in our country right now. Maybe you watch the news, maybe you see that. And it's not just around the Lane Kiffin hiring. Yeah. Oh, who said that? Was that you, Chris? And seriously, and we look around, we deal with this every day. We think about the concept of diversity and differences among our members, but we deal with this every day. Do we have any Tennessee fans in here? Just 1, 2? Do we have any Tennessee fans in here? Thank you. All right, that's a little better. I really expected. What about Vandy fans? Hey, we got a few of those. Now, how do you Tennessee fans feel about Vandy? I didn't ask them to spell it. I asked them how they felt. I'm asking, we got to be honest. Oh, there we go. All right. It's coming out. So how do you Vandy fans feel about Tennessee fans? Now, any Alabama fans in here? We got a few. How do y'all feel about Tennessee? Don't lie. Don't live. We got the four-way test. Tennessee fans, you love Alabama, right? How do y'all feel about Ole Miss? There are a few. Yeah. Do we have any LSU fans in here? We've got one. I thought this would be a good meeting, but it's fine. I'm glad you're here. No, we deal with this all the time. And I tell people diversity and differences among people are something we deal with all the time. I deal with it in my household. That bio actually is a little bit old. My wife and I have been married for a little over 32 years now. And I'm beginning to realize that our thought processes differ slightly. It doesn't make her wrong all the time. It just means that she thinks differently than I do. And we sit here around the room today. If we look at the room, and if you go to a convention, it becomes truly pronounced. But we sit here today and we're Tennessee fans and Alabama fans and Vandy fans. And if we got down to all the schools, we'd probably find a lot of different schools represented here. We got Auburn in the house. Yeah, see, I should have asked how you felt about Alabama. I'd have gotten an answer there. Ohio? Oh, wow, Kentucky. All right. So we've got this built in. But if we look around these tables, we've also got Catholics and Baptists and Presbyterians and Episcopalians. We've got, I don't know, maybe Hindu, Sikh, Muslim, Jew, atheist. We've got all of that represented in Rotary. And if you go to a convention, you'll find it all there. If we went around the room right now and asked, we would probably find that we're a mix of Democrat and Republican, and if we worked a little bit, could probably start a fist fight. We won't do that, though. And you see, all of these things, when you come to your Rotary Club, all of these things get left at the door. And they get left at the door not because they're not important. They get left at the door because today, making Brentwood a better place is more important. For this hour, making Brentwood a better place takes importance. That's what Rotary is about. And if you stop and you look at our societies today, our cities and our towns today, there aren't many organizations that are bridging these chasms the way Rotary does. Our churches, and I am in no way impugning churches. I'm not talking down or bad about churches. Our churches don't do it. Because when you go to your house of worship on your holy day, you go with people who believe like you do. You go with people who probably look like you. When you go to work, you go to work often with people who are much like you. You sit in offices with people that are like you. Certainly, our political parties are not bridging these chasms today. But our Rotary clubs are. Every single day, every single week, every month of the year, our Rotary clubs are building the bridges that strengthen our communities. And when we build our membership, we build more bridges. And at a time when, frankly, we are struggling with those bridges, we could use a whole lot more of them. I think that's a part of Rotary that's worth talking about. I think that's worth highlighting for potential members, that they understand that that's who we are. That at the heart of this, That is what we do. We bring people together to make the world a better place. We do it. I love Ray Klingensmith. I don't know if any of you remember him, past president of Rotary International. He was from Missouri, passed away not too long ago. Great guy. His theme when he was president was building communities, bridging continents. I always thought that was a beautiful theme and a wonderful explanation of what we do in Rotary International. We do literally bridge continents. If you have done global grants, you have done global grants with, you may have done one with India or Argentina or Spain or any of a million other, a couple hundred companies, I guess, countries, I should say. And a funny thing happens when you do something to help the children of another country. That country becomes no longer a yellow blob on the globe that you spin in your office. It becomes the place where those children live. And when you do projects that help people that live in a given area, you build affinity for those people and for those areas. It's hard not to care once you start caring. Rotary International is one of the only organizations I know that does that, not only internationally, but locally. You should be proud of that. You should be very proud of what Rotary does in your community and what the Brentwood Rotary Club does. You certainly are doing amazing work. I'm seeing all of the projects that you do, and it's truly amazing to see it. So take pride. Take pride in the fact that you're a Rotarian. Take pride in the fact that you are bridging your communities. Take pride in the fact that you're making a difference, because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, is making a difference. Now, with that said, we've got a couple of minutes left. I would love to take a question or two, and if you've got any kind of question, I am happy to answer it to the best of my ability.
Yes, I'm Keith Denon. I'm a member of the Hendersonville Rotary
We've
Club.
met before.
Yes, we have.
Yes, sir.
My question is, what is the best district in your zone? And also along that line, who is the best district governor? Thank you.
So those are a couple of really interesting questions. And if any of you were in Columbus for the Zone Institute, actually Larry Lunsford, who had just been selected to be Rotary International President nominee, was there. And I was on stage, we were doing a little Q&A, and Larry was director when I was district governor. And so I actually asked Larry at that point in time who his favorite governor was out of our class. And there were a couple of us in the crowd. And Larry said, well, I would have to say it's not one of those here present today. So I'm gifted with a great group of governors and a wonderful group of districts. And if you're going to make me say it, I love my district.
Question about the future. So I'm very proud member of, we had joined a couple of years ago, and I love it. This community is amazing.
Yep.
How we can keep Rotary relevant for next 50 or 100 years to bring some more young people into it? Are we doing enough in Ryla or some other initiative? What's in the pipeline?
So another great question. Thank you for that. My comment to you would be, I believe that our Rotary clubs do an amazing job of the service they are doing. I think our Rotary clubs are amazing organizations. I think we also need to realize something. Our existing clubs have to stay strong. We have to invest in our existing clubs. I believe that wholly. But we also need to come to a realization. How many of your children have joined, how many of you have children who have joined this Rotary club? Do you know why they haven't joined this Rotary club? They don't want to. They don't want to. That's just it. And I think we need to understand that. And really, with a few notable exceptions, Chuck, I think it's going to take
new club formats. It's going to take club formats that are different from our staff. I meet in a club that's at Tuesday lunch, and a lot of young people cannot get out Tuesday for lunch, or they can't afford the dues for Tuesday lunch. And we need to understand that if a young person wants a different Rotary Club, it's not a repudiation of this Rotary Club. It's not a statement on my Rotary Club. It is simply a matter of fact that they need a different format, different time. And so we're going to have to start chartering more clubs that meet at night in pubs, and, which really doesn't sound that bad to me.
As polio is about to be hopefully eradicated in the next few years, hopefully, what do you think the next cause or project would be for Rotary?
That's another. You guys are good at questions today. That's another good one, and I think we've got to finish this fight first, and that's first and foremost. Now, when that is over, you can ask about 50 different senior leader Rotarians, and you'll get 50 different answers to that, I think. I would love to see us do something around water and sanitation for a few reasons. Number one, it's easily quantifiable. It's easy to measure. It's harder to measure things, some things that are less tangible, but you can measure how many people have access to clean, safe water. The problem with doing water and sanitation is that's an incredibly expensive proposition. The hardware for that is just, I'm part of a group that's working to bring clean water and sanitation to everyone in Haiti. The estimate to do Haiti alone is something in the neighborhood of a couple $billion. Yeah. So obviously we're going to have partners that have very deep pockets to get that type of work done. But I would love to see it be water. I don't know that it will, but I would like to see that. You're not going to let me off that easy, are you? I sit on the IT committee too. I would even take questions around IT, except from Philip.
When I grew up in Ohio, my mom was a Rotarian back in when women were first let in. But the motto then, it was like the JCs were the young club, and then the Kiwanis were the middle-aged club, and the Rotarians were the older club. So my question is, we're at Rotary and we're trying to create younger members into the Rotary. What are the things we should be doing to encourage either collaboration with other types of clubs, other organizations, so on, to do what we're talking about?
I've talked about this a fair bit, and we'll probably talk about this tomorrow with the presidents-elect. One of the things that we've got to do, I've talked with this class of governors and the governors-elect a fair bit around the idea of changing culture in our districts and beginning to change mindsets. If we stop and we look, in a lot of clubs, the concept of starting another club nearby is terrifying to clubs, because the immediate thought is they won't join our club will shrink. The fact of the matter is, when a new club is chartered, about 80%, 80 to 85%, we'll say 80 to be safe, 80% of the people who join new Rotary clubs are brand new to Rotary. They don't come from existing clubs. The other 20% are people that you don't like anyway. So, everybody wins, right? No, but in all seriousness, we are about to roll out a new membership leads software from Rotary International. That is done and about to roll out, probably at the beginning of next year. And people will be able to go onto Rotary International's site and search for a club that meets the parameters that they want. Meets at night, meets on Thursday, et cetera, et cetera. Imagine the issue when you go and you search for a club of that nature and nothing comes back. You've got somebody interested in Rotary and you've just lost them. And so I think one of the things that we've got to do is start moving away from this idea that another club is a threat, and instead realize that another club is a tremendous boon to our community. that another Rotary Club doesn't hurt us. It brings in more resources for us to work with. Oh, golly. Yeah, yeah.
We can definitely think about having those additional clubs in our communities that are smaller, more nimble, a little,
Well, I tell people all the time, if you stop and you think about it, nobody gets bent about a new church in their community. They understand the value and what a new church brings to the community. We understand innately that some people like a big church and some people like a small church, and some are Baptist and some are Presbyterian and et cetera, et cetera. And we're fine with that. But somehow in Rotary, we lose our minds over it. Hang on, Chris. We're right back here, and then I'll come up here.
Real quick, what's your assessment of the strength of the Interact and Rotaract programs, and how do you see them as basically feeder programs for new members?
Oh, I think Interact and Rotaract are incredibly important. I think in the States, we're still figuring out Rotaract. You've got the Rotaract Club in Birmingham that's the largest Rotaract club in the world, about 150 members. It's community-based. In the U.S., we've tried a long time to do university-based Rotaract. And the problem with doing university-based Rotaract is, depending on the kid, you're turning over your membership every 4 years, or 5 or 6, depending on the kid. And so but yeah, great feeder programs.
We also started a Williamson County Rotaract Club.
Yes.
And it's up and going and doing great. Brian, one of the things I'm proud about is, as far as membership goes, we have the second most Rotary members in all of the Heart of America. We have the most in Zone 30 and had the most membership growth last year. It's one thing to get new members. It's another thing to keep the members that we've got, to retain them and engage them. The way that happens is that most people have that moment that they get. What was the moment when you went from being a member of a Rotary Club to being a Rotarian?
So I know Jennifer told me that we usually wrap up in about 5 till. So I don't know if I've got time to really do that one justice. Actually, I tell people I was a Rotarian before I joined. I traveled, we were talking about this. I traveled to Russia to do some work in orphanages. If you've heard Larry Lunsford speak and talk about the work he did in orphanages, I traveled with the same group. I was not on a trip with Larry, but I traveled with the same group. And I came back from Russia. I had a medical issue. I got diagnosed with a potentially fatal heart arrhythmia. And when you're 35 years old and you hear that and you realize you haven't made a difference in the world, it lights a fire under you. And so that happened. And not long after, at church, my wife saw a blurb in there about a mission trip to Russia, and she said, "You should go." And I said, "You just want me to get taken by the KGB and collect the life insurance." But I went, and it changed my life. I came back and I realized that I had to make a difference. Long story short, I started a nonprofit. The attorney that incorporated it for free, was the president of the Covington Rotary Club, and the CPA that did the paperwork, IRS paperwork for me, was the treasurer of the Covington Rotary Club. And after they did that for a song, they said, "You should check out Rotary." And I got on the website and I said, "This is exactly what I want to do." And so it was through seeing that need and through, frankly, also having a life need of needing to be able to put my head on the pillow at night and know that if I don't get up in the morning, it'll be okay because I've left a mark. And that was my awakening and my path to Rotary. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being Rotarians. You people are the ones that are getting the work done. You're the ones who are putting the rubber to the road and making Rotary happen, and at the same time making that difference that allows you to sleep at night knowing that you are making a difference in this world. If you have additional questions, if there's anything you'd like to know, Chris, Chuck, Jeff, several people in here know how to reach me. Drop me an email. I would love to hear from you. And I hope to see some of you tonight and tomorrow. So thank you very much.
Okay, well, I'm going to yell when I finish. Fine. It's fine. Have you considered my favorite time? It's fun. You might share that. Okay, so just a couple wrap-up announcements. We are not meeting next week. Next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. We're also not meeting the following Friday because December 4th, we're having our Christmas party. We will not meet the next day after that. So our next meeting will be December 12th. So I will make sure that's clear. Please read reflections in the next couple of weeks. And then we had quite a few guests here today. We have a lot of Rotarians in the room and their spouses. So thank you for those. I don't have the list of everybody, but thank you for all of you guys that showed up today. And I look forward to seeing most of you this evening. Andy, she's my guest. Thank you. And Paul. Really good to see you again. We love Paul. So glad to have you guys here. I think that's it. Any other announcements? Tables and chairs. Stack up at 8, not against the wall. Did I do good? Perfect. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for coming. And if that's it, have a good Rotary.